For thousands of years, Atlantis has been described as a lost civilization, swallowed by the ocean after a catastrophic disaster. Historians call it a myth, skeptics call it legend, but explorers discover strange structures deep beneath the water, formations resembling roads, walls, and city layouts. What if we were wrong about Atlantis? What if it didn't collapse completely, but survived in silence? Imagine a civilization so advanced it built systems capable of withstanding destruction, hidden underwater, protected from time and humanity. Today, sonar scans reveal massive shapes on the ocean floor, not easily explained by natural geology. Are these random rock formations, or evidence an ancient city still exists, far below where light cannot reach? The legend refuses to die. Every discovery adds fuel to the mystery. Divers report symmetrical stone blocks in impossible patterns. Satellite images reveal geometric shadows beneath waves. Ancient texts whisper the same story, a city swallowed but not forgotten. Atlantis is not just a myth. It is a question that refuses to be answered. Each generation rediscovers it. Each explorer reopens the mystery, and each discovery deepens the possibility that the city still waits beneath the waves. If Atlantis truly survived, then its secrets, its technology, and its history might still be waiting, untouched, beneath the ocean. The question is not whether Atlantis existed. The real question is, does it still exist? If you love mythology and history from all cultures and forbidden ancient stories, subscribe, because this channel reveals the secrets behind every myth. And let me know from where you're watching, whether it's from your couch, your kitchen, or pretending to study while secretly binging YouTube. Atlantis is more than a name whispered in myths. It is a memory that refuses to fade. Across centuries, cultures separated by oceans and continents have carried fragments of its story, each retelling shaping the legend into something eternal. Why was Atlantis never forgotten? Because it was never just a city. It was a symbol, a warning, a dream. In Greece, Plato's dialogues etched the tale into philosophy, describing a mighty island swallowed by the sea. Egyptian priests spoke of lands beyond the horizon, erased by catastrophe. In Mesopotamia, flood myths echoed the same rhythm, civilizations rising to high only to be struck down. Even in the Americas, stories of shining cities consumed by water carried the same haunting theme. Atlantis endured because it touched something universal, the fear of losing everything, and the hope that greatness might still survive somewhere beyond reach. Each culture, each generation, found meaning in the myth. To some, it was divine punishment. To others, it was natural disaster. But to all, it was unforgettable. Explorers kept the legend alive. Sailors claimed to see strange lights beneath the waves. Maps from the Age of Discovery marked mysterious islands that vanished upon approach. Scholars debated whether Atlantis was allegory or history, but the debate itself ensured the story lived on, and in modern times, technology has only deepened the mystery. Sonar scans reveal geometric shapes on the ocean floor. Divers report formations too precise to be natural. Every discovery, every anomaly, reignites the question, was Atlantis real? Atlantis was never forgotten because it refuses to be explained. It lingers in the space between myth and truth, between imagination and evidence. It is the story humanity cannot let go of, because it might still be waiting beneath the waves. The legend endures not because of certainty, but because of doubt. And in that doubt lies fascination. Atlantis is the city that refuses to die, the myth that refuses to fade, the question that refuses to be answered. If Atlantis was truly swallowed by the ocean, why do so many accounts insist it may still endure? Imagine a civilization so advanced that it foresaw catastrophe. The Atlanteans built structures capable of withstanding immense pressure, reinforced with materials unknown to us today. Their canals, towers, and temples may not have crumbled. They may have sunk intact, preserved in silence beneath the ocean floor. Researchers argue Atlantis's brilliance lay not only in its technology, but in its foresight. They engineered systems to survive disaster. Underwater energy sources, sealed chambers, and tunnels designed to redirect the force of the sea. If true, Atlantis was not destroyed, it was concealed. This theory gains strength from modern exploration. Divers report formations resembling walls and staircases, far too symmetrical to be natural. Sonar scans reveal massive geometric shapes buried beneath sediment. Could these be remnants of a city that survived, waiting to be rediscovered? The survival theory also explains why Atlantis was never forgotten. If fragments of its people escaped, carrying knowledge, the legend would endure as memory. But if the city remained beneath the waves, untouched, then the myth was not just memory, it was truth, disguised as story. Skeptics dismiss this idea as fantasy, arguing no civilization could withstand ocean depths. Yet believers counter. If Atlantis was truly advanced, why assume its limits were ours? Perhaps their technology was beyond what we imagine, designed not for the land, but for survival beneath the sea. The theory of survival transforms Atlantis from a tragedy into a mystery. It suggests the city is not gone, but waiting beneath the waves, hidden in silence, shielded by the ocean itself. If true, Atlantis is not a legend of destruction, it is a secret of endurance. And the question shifts from did it exist to where is it now? Long before sonar scans and deep-sea expeditions, the story of Atlantis lived in words, etched into scrolls, whispered in temples, and preserved in the writings of philosophers. Ancient texts are the first windows into the mystery, and they remain the most haunting. Plato's dialogues, Timaeus and Creatus, are the cornerstone of the Atlantis legend. He described Atlantis as a mighty island empire, rich in resources and advanced in technology. But their arrogant spirit led them to seek domination, incurring divine punishment. In a single night, the island was swallowed by the sea, vanishing without a trace. Was Plato recounting history or weaving allegory? Scholars have debated for centuries, yet the vividness of his account refuses to fade, captivating minds across generations. Egyptian records add another layer to the mystery of lost civilizations. Priests spoke of lands beyond the horizon, erased by floods, and temples lost to the ocean. Some argue these were echoes of Atlantis, preserved in ritual memory. Others dismiss them as symbolic tales of balance between humanity and the gods. Yet the parallels are undeniable, sparking further debate and intrigue. In India, the Mahabharata and Puranas describe cities consumed by water and fire. Advanced societies undone by cosmic forces, echoing a universal theme. In Mesopotamia, Flood myths tell of divine wrath striking civilizations that rose to high. These texts, separated by continents, carry the same rhythm: brilliance, arrogance, destruction. Interpretations vary. Some scholars insist Atlantis was allegory, Plato's warning against hubris, a philosophical tale disguised as history. Others argue he drew from older traditions, embedding fragments of real memory into his dialogues. Believers claim these texts are evidence of a shared truth, that Atlantis existed, and its story was preserved across cultures, a testament to its profound impact. The power of ancient texts lies in their ambiguity. They are not maps or blueprints. They are whispers. Yet those whispers have guided explorers for centuries, pointing them toward the ocean, urging them to search for the lost city. Interpretations continue to evolve. Was Atlantis a metaphor for human pride, a memory of a real city lost to catastrophe, or a coded account of survivors? The texts do not answer. They only remind us that Atlantis was never forgotten, because its story was too powerful to vanish, echoing through time. And so, the legend deepens. Words become clues, myths become maps, and interpretations become fuel for the search, inspiring new generations. Atlantis may be hidden beneath the waves, but its memory lives in ink, stone, and story. For centuries, whispers of Atlantis have been fueled not only by myth, but by reports of strange, submerged structures scattered across the ocean floor. These accounts, often dismissed by skeptics, continue to ignite curiosity and suspicion. Are these natural formations or remnants of something far older? Divers in the Caribbean have spoken of vast stone blocks arranged in patterns resembling roads. Off the coast of Bimini, explorers discovered the Bimini Road, massive, rectangular stones aligned with uncanny precision. To some, it is evidence of ancient engineering. To others, fractured limestone shaped by currents. Yet the mystery remains. In the Mediterranean, sonar scans have revealed geometric shapes beneath layers of sediment. Some appear as walls, others as staircases, and still others as circular foundations. These formations do not easily fit the randomness of geology. They suggest intent, design, and purpose. Could they be fragments of a city swallowed by the sea? Reports from Japan's Yonaguni coast add another layer of intrigue. Divers there discovered colossal stone terraces, steps, and platforms. They resemble a sunken temple complex. The structures rise from the seabed like ruins frozen in time. Scientists debate whether they are natural formations sculpted by erosion, or the remnants of an ancient civilization lost to the waves. Each report deepens the enigma. The ocean floor is vast, and much of it remains unexplored. What lies beneath the silt, beneath the currents, beneath the silence? Could Atlantis be hidden among these submerged structures, waiting for discovery? Skeptics argue that humans see patterns where none exist, projecting cities onto rocks and temples onto cliffs. But believers counter that the precision, the symmetry, and the sheer scale of these formations defy coincidence. They insist that these reports are not illusions, they are fragments of a forgotten world. The reports of submerged structures are not proof, but they are clues. Clues that keep the legend alive, that push explorers deeper, and that remind us the ocean still holds secrets we cannot explain. Perhaps Atlantis is not gone. Perhaps it is hidden in plain sight, disguised as stone, waiting for the moment when humanity finally recognizes what has been beneath us all along. The ocean floor is a graveyard of secrets, a place where light cannot reach, where silence reigns. Among these shadows lie formations so strange, so deliberate in appearance, that they defy explanation. In the depths of the Atlantic, sonar scans reveal vast geometric patterns buried under layers of sediment. Some resemble grids, others appear as circular foundations, and still others stretch like avenues across the seabed. These are not the chaotic fractures of geology. They look like the fingerprints of design. Off the coast of Cuba, explorers have reported colossal stone blocks arranged in formations that resemble plazas and pyramids. The structures lie at depths so extreme that conventional theories struggled to explain how they could have formed naturally. Could these be remnants of a city swallowed whole, preserved in silence? The Bermuda Triangle adds another layer of intrigue. Divers have claimed to see walls, staircases, and archways. While skeptics dismiss these as illusions, believers argue that the precision of these shapes cannot be ignored. Even more unsettling are the anomalies near the Azores. Satellite imagery has revealed vast rectangular shadows. They resemble city layouts, grids of streets and blocks frozen beneath the waves. Scientists debate whether these are artifacts of imaging technology or evidence of something far older. The strangeness of these formations lies not only in their appearance, but in their persistence. Each discovery, each anomaly, adds weight to the possibility that Atlantis was not destroyed, but hidden. Skeptics argue that erosion, volcanic activity, and tectonic shifts can create shapes that mimic human design. Yet believers counter. Nature may carve cliffs and caves, but it does not build roads, plazas, and staircases. The ocean floor holds patterns too precise, too deliberate, to be dismissed as coincidence. These strange formations are not proof, but they are whispers. Whispers that suggest the ocean is not empty, that beneath its silence lies a city waiting to be rediscovered. The legend deepens. The ocean floor is no longer just geology. It is a map of mystery, a canvas of secrets, and perhaps the resting place of Atlantis itself. If Atlantis truly survived beneath the ocean, its endurance may not be a miracle of chance, but the result of technology far beyond its time. Legends describe Atlantean society as one of unmatched brilliance. They harnessed energies unknown to the ancient world, channeling power through crystals and metals, and systems that defy modern understanding. Their towers glowed with light, their canals pulsed with energy, and their ships moved with a speed that seemed impossible. Could these accounts be exhibits, or are they echoes of a civilization that mastered forces we have yet to rediscover? Some researchers believe Atlantis may have tapped into geothermal energy, drawing power from beneath the earth. Others suggest they harnessed magnetism, creating systems that could stabilize structures even under immense pressure. More radical theories propose that Atlanteans understood resonance, manipulating vibrations and frequencies to move objects, power machines, and perhaps even shield their city from destruction. What makes these ideas compelling is the evidence scattered across the world. Ancient sites like Stonehenge, the pyramids of Egypt, and the temples of South America all display engineering feats that seem out of place for their time. Could these be fragments of Atlantean knowledge carried by survivors into new lands? If Atlantis possessed technology beyond its time, its survival beneath the ocean becomes more plausible. Structures could have been reinforced to withstand crushing depths. Energy sources could have continued to function, even underwater. Entire chambers might still be sealed, waiting in silence, powered by systems we cannot yet comprehend. Skeptics argue that these theories are fantasy, born from humanity's desire to believe in lost greatness. Yet, believers counter, history is filled with mysteries we cannot explain. How were colossal stones moved without modern machinery? How were temples aligned so perfectly with the stars? Perhaps the answer lies not in scattered cultures, but in a single source, Atlantis. The possibility of advanced technology transforms the legend from myth into mystery. It suggests that Atlantis was not simply destroyed, but that its brilliance may still endure, hidden beneath the waves. If rediscovered, such technology could change everything we know about history and about ourselves. The ocean may not only conceal ruins, it may conceal knowledge, knowledge that could rewrite the story of civilization. The disappearance of Atlantis has always been framed as annihilation. A city swallowed whole by the ocean, erased in a single night of catastrophe. But what if that narrative is incomplete? What if Atlantis was not destroyed, but deliberately hidden? This theory suggests Atlanteans, aware of impending doom, engineered their city to vanish from sight, not crumbling into ruin. They might also have understood concealment, redirecting currents, engineering collapses to disguise entrances, or even created illusions to mislead future explorers. To the outside world, Atlantis appeared destroyed, but beneath the waves, it endured in silence. Evidence for this theory lies in anomalies that defy explanation. Sonar scans reveal vast geometric grids buried beneath the seabed, as if intentionally covered. Divers report formations resembling sealed chambers, their entrances blocked by colossal slabs. Some even claim to have seen tunnels that vanish into darkness, leading nowhere, or perhaps leading to something hidden. Skeptics argue that concealment is fantasy, that no ancient civilization could manipulate the ocean itself. Yet believers counter. If Atlantis was truly advanced, why assume its limits were ours? Perhaps destruction was the perfect disguise. Perhaps survival required silence. The idea of concealment transforms the legend. Atlantis is no longer a victim of disaster, but a master of secrecy. Its disappearance was not an accident, but a strategy, a deliberate act to protect its knowledge, its people, or its power from the outside world. If true, then the ocean is not a graveyard. It is a vault that has kept Atlantis hidden for thousands of years, waiting for the moment when humanity is ready to rediscover it. Was Atlantis destroyed? Or was it hidden? The answer may lie not in ruins, but in secrets buried beneath the waves. If Atlantis truly existed, its survival beneath the ocean would depend on engineering far beyond its time. Signs of advanced construction are scattered across myths, reports, and underwater anomalies, each one hinting at a civilization that mastered design in ways we still struggle to comprehend. Legends describe vast canals that channeled water with precision, and bridges spanning impossible distances. Towers gleamed with metals unknown to the ancient world. These were marvels of geometry and symmetry. The Atlanteans built with purpose. Every stone aligned, every foundation calculated, every design meant to endure. Modern discoveries echo these descriptions. Divers report walls of massive blocks fitted tightly, no mortar required. Staircases descend into the seabed with angles too perfect to be natural. Platforms stretch across the ocean floor, designed to hold weight far greater than erosion could explain. These are not the chaotic scars of geology. They are the fingerprints of engineering. Researchers argue Atlantean builders understood load distribution, hydrodynamics, and seismic resistance. Their structures were designed not only to rise above land, but to withstand the fury of the sea. Skeptics insist these are illusions, the human tendency to see order in chaos. Yet believers counter. Civilizations from Egypt to Peru display engineering feats that defy explanation. Could these be fragments of Atlantean knowledge carried by survivors into new lands? Or are they echoes of a single source, a city that mastered engineering long before history began? Signs of advanced engineering transform Atlantis from legend into possibility. It was brilliant, a civilization that built for eternity, and perhaps succeeded. If Atlantis still lies beneath the waves, then its ruins are not just stones. They are monuments to a forgotten genius, waiting to be rediscovered. The ocean is often seen as a destroyer of force that swallows cities, erases coastlines, and buries civilizations beneath waves. But what if, in the case of Atlantis, the ocean was not its enemy, but its protector? Imagine a city sinking into the abyss, not shattered, but preserved. The crushing depths, the silence, the endless currents, all of these could serve as a shield, concealing Atlantis from the eyes of humanity. The ocean became the perfect vault. Sediment drifts across the seabed, layering over structures like a blanket of secrecy. Coral grows across walls, disguising them as reefs. Currents carve away entrances, sealing chambers in darkness. Two explorers above the ocean appears empty, but beneath it may be guarding something extraordinary. This theory suggests that Atlantis's disappearance was not annihilation, but concealment through nature itself. The sea became a barrier, protecting the city from time, erosion, and even discovery. Unlike ruins on land, exposed to wind and weather, Atlantis may lie untouched, preserved in silence. Modern exploration hints at this possibility. Sonar scans reveal massive shapes buried beneath silt, as if intentionally hidden. Divers report formations covered in coral, their outlines blurred but unmistakably geometric. The ocean does not destroy these structures, it disguises them. Skeptics argue that the sea erodes everything, that no city could withstand millennia beneath its crushing weight. Yet believers counter. If Atlantis was truly advanced, its engineering may have been designed for endurance. The ocean, in this view, is not a graveyard, is a guardian. The ocean, as a shield, transforms the legend. Atlantis is no longer a city lost to disaster, but a secret preserved by nature itself. Its silence is not emptiness, but protection. Its concealment is not destruction, but survival. If true, then the ocean is not hiding ruins, it is guarding them. Atlantis may still be there, waiting beneath the waves, untouched, unseen, shielded by the very force that was thought to have destroyed it. The legend deepens. The ocean is no longer the enemy of Atlantis. It is its greatest ally. For centuries, Atlantis lived only in myth and speculation. But in the modern age, exploration has given the legend new life. Technology has pierced the ocean's veil, revealing shapes, shadows, and anomalies that defy easy explanation. Sonar scans have become the eyes of the deep. Vast grids appear beneath the seabed, stretching for miles in patterns too deliberate to be dismissed as chance. Rectangular outlines suggest streets, plazas, and foundations buried under layers of sediment. These are not the chaotic scars of geology. They look like the fingerprints of design. Satellite imagery adds another layer of intrigue. From above, strange shadows emerge beneath the waves, geometric forms that resemble city layouts. Some appear as perfect squares, others as circles aligned with uncanny precision. Scientists debate whether these are artifacts of imaging technology or evidence of something far older. Divers, too, have reported discoveries that fuel the mystery. Off the coast of Cuba, colossal stone blocks lie at depths so extreme that conventional theories struggle to explain them. In the Caribbean, the Bimini Road continues to spark debate, a series of massive stones aligned like a pathway. And in Japan's Yonaguni waters, terraces and platforms rise from the seabed like ruins frozen in time. Each discovery adds weight to the possibility that Atlantis was not destroyed but concealed. The ocean, vast and impenetrable, may have preserved its structures in silence. Modern exploration does not provide proof, but it provides clues. Clues that keep the legend alive, that push explorers deeper, and that remind us the ocean still holds secrets. Skeptics argue that these anomalies are natural formations shaped by erosion, currents, and tectonic shifts. Yet believers counter nature, may carve cliffs and caves, but it does not build roads, plazas, and staircases. The evidence from modern exploration suggests intent, design, and purpose. Atlantis may not be gone. It may be waiting beneath the waves, hidden in silence, shielded by the ocean itself. The legend deepens. The tools of modern exploration have not solved the mystery. They have sharpened it. And with every scan, every dive, every shadow revealed, the question grows louder. Is Atlantis still alive beneath the ocean? The mystery of Atlantis does not rest solely on legends or sonar scans. It lives in the clash between two worlds, geology and belief. At the heart of the debate lies a single question. Are the strange formations on the ocean floor natural or artificial? Geologists argue that the ocean is a master sculptor. Over millions of years, currents, erosion, and tectonic shifts carve shapes that mimic human design. Limestone fractures into blocks. Volcanic activity creates terraces, and sediment layers form patterns that appear deliberate. To them, the roads, walls, and plazas reported by divers are illusions, the human tendency to see order in chaos. But believers counter with equal conviction. They point to the precision of these formations, blocks aligned like pathways, staircases descending at perfect angles, and platforms stretching across the seabed with uncanny symmetry. Nature may carve cliffs, they argue, but it does not build cities. The ocean floor holds patterns too deliberate, too intentional, to be dismissed as coincidence. The debate intensifies with every discovery. The Bimini Road, the Yonaguni Terraces, the Cuban stone blocks, each anomaly fuels suspicion. Are these geological quirks, or remnants of a civilization that mastered engineering long before history began? Scientists demand evidence, artifacts, inscriptions, tools. Without them, they insist, the structures cannot be proven artificial. Yet explorers argue that the ocean conceals such evidence beneath layers of sediment, coral, and time. What lies buried may not yet have been uncovered. This clash is more than academic. It is a battle between certainty and possibility. Geology seeks to explain, to categorize, to dismiss anomalies as natural. Belief seeks to imagine, to question, to see in these formations the fingerprints of Atlantis. The truth may lie somewhere in between. Perhaps nature carved the foundations, and humans shaped them further. Perhaps the ocean floor holds both geology and engineering, intertwined in ways we cannot yet separate. The geological versus artificial debate ensures that Atlantis remains alive. It refuses to let the legend fade into silence. Each side strengthens the mystery. Skeptics sharpen the questions. Believers fuel the search. And in the tension between them, the story of Atlantis endures. The ocean does not give answers easily. It offers shadows, shapes, and whispers. Whether geological or artificial, those whispers keep the legend alive and the debate burning. Atlantis is not a story confined to Greece. Its echoes ripple across the world, appearing in myths, legends, and traditions from cultures separated by oceans and centuries. These similarities are not coincidence. They are threads woven into humanity's collective memory, hinting at a shared origin. In Egypt, priests spoke of lands swallowed by floods, civilizations erased by divine forces. Their stories mirror Plato's account, describing a mighty people undone by arrogance and catastrophe. In Mesopotamia, the Epic of Gilgamesh recounts a great deluge that destroyed cities, sparing only fragments of knowledge. The rhythm is the same: brilliance, destruction, survival. Far across the world, in Mesoamerica, the Maya and Aztec myths tell of shining cities consumed by water and fire. Their gods punished societies that rose too high, striking them down with floods and earthquakes. In India, the Mahabharata describes advanced cities annihilated by cosmic weapons, their ruins left beneath rivers and seas. Even in Polynesian traditions, islands vanish beneath waves, remembered only in chants and songs. The similarities are striking. Civilizations, separated by vast distances, tell stories of cities lost to water, of knowledge carried away by survivors, of warnings against arrogance. These are not isolated myths. They are echoes of a single theme. Could they all be fragments of Atlantis, scattered across cultures like pieces of a puzzle? Skeptics argue that flood myths are universal because floods themselves are universal. Every society near water has faced disaster, and every culture has woven those experiences into legend. Yet believers counter the precision of these parallels. Advanced cities, sudden destruction, survival of knowledge suggests something deeper. Perhaps these are not separate stories, but shared memories of a single event. Atlantis may not be a single city, but a symbol carried across civilizations. Or perhaps it was real, and its survivors spread across the world, embedding fragments of their memory into every culture they touched. The legend deepens. Atlantis is no longer just a Greek myth. It is a global echo, a story humanity cannot forget, because it may be part of our shared past. If Atlantis truly survived beneath the ocean, its endurance may not have depended solely on stone walls or engineering brilliance. The secret lay in a mysterious power source, an energy unlike anything known to the ancient world, and perhaps even beyond our own. Legends describe Atlantean society as radiant, its towers glowing with light, its canals humming with energy. Some accounts speak of crystals that pulsed with power, capable of storing and transmitting energy across vast distances. Others suggest metals unknown to us today, alloys that could channel forces from the earth itself. Could these be exaggerations, or are they fragments of truth, describing a technology that allowed Atlantis to thrive and perhaps survive? The power source hypothesis argues that Atlantis tapped into natural energies, geothermal heat, magnetic fields, or resonance frequencies. Their mastery of these forces may have allowed them to build systems that functioned underwater, shielded their city from destruction, and preserved their knowledge long after the surface world forgot them. Modern parallels fuel the theory. Ancient sites across the globe, from the pyramids of Egypt to the temples of South America, display alignments with celestial bodies and magnetic fields. Some researchers believe these were not mere coincidences, but remnants of Atlantean knowledge carried by survivors. If true, then Atlantis's power source was not lost. It was scattered, embedded in cultures across the world. Skeptics dismiss the idea as fantasy. They argue that no evidence of such technology exists, that crystals and metals cannot produce the kind of energy described. Yet believers counter. History is filled with mysteries we cannot explain. How were colossal stones moved without modern machinery? How were temples aligned so perfectly with the stars? Perhaps the answer lies not in scattered cultures, but in a single source, Atlantis. The power source hypothesis transforms the legend from myth into possibility. It suggests that Atlantis was not only advanced, but revolutionary, a civilization that discovered energy systems far beyond its time. If rediscovered, such knowledge could change everything we know about history, science, and the future of humanity. Perhaps the ocean does not only conceal ruins, perhaps it conceals power, a source of energy waiting in silence, untouched, shielded by the waves, the heartbeat of Atlantis itself. If Atlantis still lies beneath the ocean, how do we reach it? Theories suggest it's concealed behind hidden entrances, designed to protect its secrets for millennia. Divers report tunnels vanishing into darkness, caverns sealed by colossal slabs. Are these natural formations, or deliberate entrances disguised by coral and time? Off the Azores, sonar reveals symmetrical chambers beneath the seabed. In the Caribbean, submerged caves twist like labyrinths. Near Yonaguni, Japan, staircases descend to walls, concealing passageways. These anomalies suggest Atlantis is hidden behind gateways the ocean guards. Atlanteans, with advanced engineering, designed concealed access points, tunnels sealed by pressure, chambers disguised as reefs. Survival was about secrecy. Skeptics call these illusions seeing design in chaos. Yet, civilizations built hidden chambers and secret tunnels. Why assume Atlantis was different? The ocean itself aids concealment. Currents bury entrances beneath silt. Coral disguises walls, and pressure seals chambers in silence. To explorers above, the ocean appears empty. But beneath, it guards pathways. Hidden entrances transform Atlantis from myth into mystery. It's not gone, but waiting, accessible only through gateways concealed by nature and design. These entrances could lead to chambers untouched for thousands of years, holding secrets that could rewrite history. The legend deepens. Atlantis may not be unreachable. It may simply be locked, waiting for the key. If Atlantis truly lies beneath the ocean, concealed by waves and time, then the most haunting question emerges: could it still function? Could its systems, its technology, its very heartbeat still endure in silence, waiting to be awakened? Legends speak of Atlantean brilliance, canals pulsing with energy, towers glowing with light, and machines harnessing forces beyond comprehension. If these accounts hold fragments of truth, Atlantis may not be a graveyard of ruins, but a city preserved, its systems dormant, yet intact. Consider the possibility: sealed chambers designed to resist flooding, energy sources drawn from geothermal heat or magnetic fields, and structures reinforced to withstand crushing depths. If such engineering existed, Atlantis could remain operational. Hidden beneath layers of sediment, its power humming quietly in the dark. Modern exploration fuels this speculation. Divers report formations resembling sealed vaults, their entrances blocked, but their interiors untouched. Sonar scans reveal hollow chambers beneath the seabed, vast enough to house entire complexes. Could these be remnants of systems still waiting, preserved by the ocean's silence? Skeptics dismiss the idea as fantasy. They argue that no technology could survive millennia beneath salt water and pressure. Yet believers counter. If Atlantis was truly advanced, why assume its limits were ours? Perhaps their systems were not fragile, but eternal, designed to endure where ours would fail. The possibility of functionality transforms Atlantis from myth into threat or promise. If rediscovered, its systems could reveal knowledge far beyond our own energy sources that could reshape civilization, or technologies that challenge everything we believe about history. But it also raises danger. What if those systems were not meant to be awakened? What if they were sealed for a reason? Could Atlantis still function? The question lingers, heavy with suspense. If true, then beneath the waves lies not only a city, but a living machine, silent, waiting, shielded by the ocean, untouched by time. The legend deepens. Atlantis may not be dead. It may be sleeping. And if awakened, its heartbeat could change the world forever. The legend of Atlantis has always thrived in the space between belief and skepticism. Researchers shape this debate. Scientists, historians, and explorers are the voices. Their words carry weight, revealing the tension that keeps Atlantis alive. Archaeologists approach with caution. Without artifacts or definitive ruins, Atlantis cannot be proven, they argue. Ocean floor anomalies are geological quirks shaped by erosion and tectonic shifts, not proof of a city. Yet, even skeptics acknowledge the ocean is vast, much remains unexplored. What lies beneath the silt may still surprise us. Marine geologists echo skepticism, pointing to natural processes mimicking human design. Limestone fractures into blocks. Volcanic activity creates terraces. Currents carve patterns resembling roads, but explorers report formations too precise, too symmetrical, to be dismissed as chance. Historians remind us of Plato's dialogues, insisting they were allegory, a warning against arrogance and hubris. Others argue Plato embedded real memories, drawing from older traditions preserved by Egyptian priests. The debate ensures the legend endures. Independent researchers and divers fuel the mystery with first-hand accounts. They describe walls, staircases, and plazas beneath the waves. Some claim sealed chambers, entrances blocked by colossal slabs, tunnels vanishing into darkness. These reports keep the possibility alive. The clash between skeptics and believers is the heartbeat of the legend. Skeptics sharpen questions, demanding evidence. Believers fuel the search, refusing to let the mystery fade. Together, they ensure Atlantis remains a living enigma, suspended between myth and truth. What researchers say is not a final answer. It is a chorus of voices, each adding depth to the mystery. Some dismiss, some defend, and some wonder. But none can silence the question. Is Atlantis still alive beneath the ocean? The legend deepens. The debate itself becomes proof that Atlantis refuses to die. The legend of Atlantis has always thrived in conflict, not just between ocean and land, but between those who dismiss it as fantasy and those who insist it is truth. The clash between skeptic and believer is the fire that keeps the mystery alive. Skeptics stand firm. To them, Atlantis is allegory, a cautionary tale penned by Plato to warn against arrogance and excess. They argue that the ocean floor's anomalies are geological quirks shaped by erosion, currents, and tectonic shifts. They demand evidence, artifacts, inscriptions, tools, and without them, they refuse to accept Atlantis as anything more than myth. Believers, however, see the same anomalies and interpret them differently. To them, the walls, staircases, and plazas reported by divers are not illusions, but remnants of a forgotten city. They point to similarities across cultures, to legends of floods and vanished civilizations, and to sonar scans that reveal geometric grids beneath the seabed. For believers, the absence of proof is not proof of absence. It is a challenge, a mystery waiting to be solved. The clash is not polite. Skeptics dismiss believers as dreamers chasing shadows. Believers accuse skeptics of arrogance, of refusing to see what lies before them. Each side strengthens the other. Skeptics sharpen the questions. Believers fuel the search. Together, they ensure Atlantis remains a living enigma. What makes this conflict so powerful is its balance. Skeptics ground the legend in reason, preventing it from drifting into fantasy. Believers keep the legend alive, refusing to let it fade into silence. Without skeptics, Atlantis would be accepted too easily. Without believers, it would be forgotten. The skeptic versus believer debate is not a weakness. It is the heartbeat of the legend. It ensures that Atlantis endures, suspended between myth and truth, between imagination and evidence. And in that tension lies fascination. Atlantis is not simply a city lost to the sea. It is a question that refuses to be answered, a mystery that demands both doubt and faith. The legend deepens. Atlantis survives, not only beneath the waves, but in the clash between those who deny and those who believe. Atlantis is a legend built on shadows, a story that thrives not in certainty, but in mystery. For every sonar scan, every diver's report, every ancient text, there remains a haunting silence. The truth we don't know. We do not know if the strange formations on the ocean floor are natural or artificial. We do not know if the myths across cultures are fragments of memory or echoes of imagination. We do not know if Atlantis was destroyed, hidden, or still alive beneath the waves. And it is in this uncertainty that the legend endures. The ocean guards its secrets with ruthless patience. It buries structures beneath silt, disguises walls with coral, and seals chambers in silence. Explorers dive, scan, and search, but the ocean reveals only glimpses, shadows that raise questions without answers. Each discovery deepens the mystery, but never resolves it. The truth we don't know is not weakness, it is power. It keeps Atlantis alive in the imagination, in the debates of scholars, in the dreams of explorers. It ensures that the legend refuses to die, because the absence of proof is itself a kind of proof, proof that the ocean still holds secrets beyond our reach. Skeptics demand evidence, believers demand faith, but the ocean offers neither. It offers silence, and in that silence lies fascination. Atlantis is not simply a city lost to the sea. It is a question that refuses to be answered, a mystery that demands both doubt and wonder. Perhaps the truth is buried beneath the waves, waiting for discovery. Perhaps it is scattered across cultures, hidden in myths and memories. Or perhaps it is something we cannot yet comprehend, a truth too vast, too strange, to fit into our understanding of history. The truth we don't know is the heartbeat of Atlantis. It ensures that the legend endures, that the search continues, and that humanity never stops asking what lies beneath the ocean. The legend deepens. Atlantis survives not only in ruins or myths, but in the silence of the unknown. After centuries of speculation, exploration, and debate, the legend of Atlantis comes down to a single haunting question. Is it still there? The ocean has revealed shadows, grids, and formations that defy explanation. Cultures across the world echo the same story of a city lost to water. Researchers argue, believers insist, skeptics dismiss, yet none can silence the possibility. Atlantis endures because the ocean has not given us an answer. Perhaps it lies buried beneath silt, preserved in silence. Perhaps it was destroyed, its ruins scattered across myths and memories. Or perhaps it was hidden deliberately, shielded by the ocean itself, waiting for the moment when humanity is ready to rediscover it. The truth remains elusive. Atlantis is not only a city, it is a question that refuses to be answered, a mystery that demands both doubt and wonder. And until the ocean reveals its secrets, Atlantis will survive in imagination, in debate, and in the silence of the unknown. Is it still there? The ocean does not say, it only whispers. The legend deepens. The story ends not with certainty, but with possibility. Atlantis remains alive, not only beneath the waves, but in the minds of all who dare to dream. Good night.